Hello and welcome back to another episode of Living in a Van with Daniel. Haven't done one of these in quite a long while. I did do a little bit of a test run and slept in it last night, and I'm very glad I did because the heater actually stopped working. So I had to fix that this morning, although it's not morning anymore, it's noon. But what was wrong with it is, in order to put in my water tank, I had to move the fuel pump. And the way this line was curved, it was bending down the this little fuel filter here. So I think the pump was just sucking in air, but it is working now. I did test it twice, so it is working again, and hopefully there isn't anything else wrong with it, but it should work. I have pretty much packed the entire van because this is gonna be my test run before I officially leave. I'm gonna be going to Minneapolis today. Main reason I chose to go there is to return a pair of pants in person, which is kind of stupid, but Patagonia has a really good return policy, and I bought these pants a year ago and wore them like twice, and they didn't fit well, and then I just finally had the light bulb moment and thought, well, why don't I just return them? And well, they gave me a return label, so I should be able to do it. We'll see what happens. I'm packing all of my stuff, even though I'm not going to use it on this trip. My snowboard, my kayak. Probably not going to use the Starlink at all either. I just wanted to make sure everything would fit and that the van doesn't fall apart, because Minneapolis is about a 4.5 hour drive from here. So if nothing falls apart, I think that that should be a pretty good test for how it's going to perform when I'm actually traveling. I'll kind of show you guys most of this later, but for instance, drawer full of clothes, and the pantry's mostly empty. Ooh, and this I am really excited about, but I've got a whole set of pans and pots down there that folds down very nicely and fits in this big drawer that I still have room for other things. But enough about that. The whole van's pretty much packed. I did that kind of on Thursday and Friday, and a little bit this morning. Pretty much only one thing left to do, and that is to fill up my water tank. So we're gonna do that now. So I did buy this filter for filling up, just so that I can actually drink this water, especially when I am getting water from, you know, random fill-ups at gas stations and stuff. Would like to be able to drink this water. That should just slide on like that. This stuff can go in the trash. Alright, so it should be filling up our hose now. We just gotta turn on this valve. So hopefully you can see that. That's our water line right there. I didn't fill it too much, and I did attach the hose back to it because I forgot to buy a cap. So I'm gonna need to stop somewhere to do that. But this hose, as you can see, has like a cutoff switch there, so it shouldn't be able to go past this. We didn't make too much of a mess. We cleaned it up. So we should be good to go. We got everything packed. There were a few other things I needed to get, like the return slip for my pants that I'm gonna return. We're gonna head to, I think, Menards first to see if we can pick up maybe a microwave, but also that cap for my water tank. So let's get on the road. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it is 1:16 right now, and I kind of wanted to leave before noon because the Patagonia store closes at 6, so we'll see if we can make it. It's not the end of the world if we don't. We can always go there tomorrow. Have to try to find somewhere to stealth camp in the city, and then I'm going to be baking the first time on this channel, and the first time I'll be getting to use my oven, and I'm going to be baking some banana bread, which is one of my favorite desserts in the world, by the way. Even though I'm only at a half a tank, I just had the genius idea to stop here in South Dakota to get gas before I cross over to the Minnesota border, because I just have a slight feeling I'm not going to be able to find gas this cheap in Minnesota. Not bad, not for 11 gallons. So we've stopped here. We're at Arby's, if you can see that sign. I've never eaten here before, and one of my friends told me that it actually wasn't bad, even though it looks really disgusting. So I'm going to try it out for the first time and see what I think. I'm sure it's going to be fine. But this drawer opened when I kind of made a hard left turn. And probably just because there's some heavier stuff in here right now. And it's less organized, so things are more likely to roll around in there. My clothes drawer did not open, probably because it's lighter and it's not going to roll around and stuff, but this stuff kind of moves around more easily. So I'm probably going to put latches on both of these drawers. And this is why I thought it would be important to make a trip like this that was not, you know, super far, but far enough where I would do plenty of driving and see how the van and my build handles. So I'm glad I found that out, so I'm definitely putting latches on that. I'll probably do all of them, honestly. That one is the one I expected to come out because it's done that in the past, but it was more empty and there was something heavy sliding back and forth in there, so that's probably why that happened. Nothing else really happened. All of my books slid over to this side, so... But the thing didn't open, so that's good. But for some reason, I seem to have, like... I don't know what it is. When, like, on road trips and just driving in general, but in the van only, I've seemed to have, like, Pavlov's dogged myself, because anytime I stop for gas, to eat, or whatever, I immediately need to use the bathroom, even if I didn't have to go while I was driving. So I'm gonna use the bathroom, get some food, and then we're gonna continue on our way. Probably would be helpful if I brought my wallet. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I am in Minnesota. Just missed the sign because I went on a rural road getting here. But I'm not gonna lie, this looks actually fire. They sell Heroes here. That's pretty good, actually. Not expecting them to have Heroes, which, by the way, like the Greek sandwich is one of my favorite type of sandwiches. And you already know we had to get orange Fanta. Probably the worst soda out there for you, but it is so good. But in this town, there's a Menards and there's also a Walmart, so there's a couple ingredients that I need to get to bake my banana bread, and then I'm gonna see if I can find a cap for my water tank, and microwave's not really important, but if they have it there, I gotta get some measurements of it to see if it's gonna fit. So this is what we got. It's actually 2 pieces, but it will do for now. That should be good. Now that we got our shopping out of the way, it's definitely too late to be heading to Minneapolis right now. Patagonia's store closes at 6 and it's currently 5:30, so probably not going to be doing that today. That'll have to happen tomorrow, but we're having some other issues with the van right now. So I took out my laptop because I was going to try to charge it because I need to work, not tomorrow, but on Monday, and I just wanted to make sure that it was fully charged. But now our inverter is having an issue. I took out my electronics drawer here because I've been kind of messing with this. Cover your ears maybe because it might be a little bit loud. That's the error message we're getting right now, which I looked at the instruction booklet that I've got, and apparently that E01 means that the battery voltage is low, basically. I don't think there's a problem with my inverter, especially since it was just working last night. I had my Starlink plugged into my outlets. That inverter is for my wall outlets, basically, so I was using it yesterday. As you can see, I do still have electricity, but I do think that the battery voltage is very low, and I'm really hoping that there's going to be a way to reset the battery or somehow fix it. Otherwise, I may have to buy another one. I don't know if you can see this, but currently we're sitting at about 11.2 volts right now, which is pretty low for a 12-volt battery. It still works, obviously, since things are on, but apparently that's not enough for the inverter to work. So our MPPT charge controller is saying that the battery is only at 20%, and you can see 11.5 volts. We are getting a little bit of a charge in, but the sun is already setting, so we're not really getting that much energy into the battery right now. I don't really know what to do right now. For now, I'm just going to let it charge, and obviously I'll just have to charge my laptop somewhere else. I might go to a library tomorrow or something like that, but now we need to find somewhere to camp and I need to figure out what I'm having for dinner. I'm going to drive about another 40-45 minutes east because there's another town with a Walmart there as well. And I think we're just going to try to camp out there. If that doesn't work, there's also a casino that's not that much farther from that Walmart. So I could try that, pick up some food from that Walmart to make myself some simple dinner. We'll not do anything too fancy because I do still want to bake tonight. We're still going to do that. And I don't know, maybe that'll help me feel better because I'm a little bit frustrated with this whole battery issue. But that's why we took this trip before leaving, like, completely, because I'm only going to be gone for maybe about a week just to make some videos that will lead up to when I actually leave after Thanksgiving, because I still wanted to spend Thanksgiving with my parents before I leave and go west to snowboard and ski for the snow season. And I want to find out everything that's wrong with the van, everything that needs to be improved. If we have to buy a new battery, well, we'll just have to suck it up and do that, because I've had this battery for 3 years, so it is a little bit old. I think it should have a longer life than this, but I don't know, with cold weather and things like that, it may have gotten damaged. Anyways, I think I'm just gonna teleport to the next Walmart because the scenery is pretty much exactly the same as you've been seeing on the way here, and same as South Dakota. I'll see you guys there. Well, we're in Redwood Falls now at Walmart. You're not going to be able to see it from here, but across the street from us is a hotel, I believe, over there, hotel motel or something. And I didn't see any no parking signs anywhere here, so I'm going to take my chances. There's nobody else that I can tell that's camping here, except there was kind of like a minivan that looked like it might have been a stealth camper, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm kind of being lazy with dinner tonight because I don't feel like cooking and I'm still gonna bake. So I got something easy. Got ourselves some Gatorade for the road, which you already know what that's for. Or maybe you don't, but I don't have any sort of bathroom or toilet in here. So that's what these guys are for. I just got myself a sub sandwich from the Walmart deli, and there was also some kid, Boy Scout, selling popcorn, and that kind of reminded me of selling popcorn back when I was in the Cub Scouts, so I bought a bag off him, and if they haven't changed, this stuff is still very good, and I love white cheddar popcorn. Any cheese kind of popcorn is my favorite, so I picked some up. One thing that I figured out, which I should have known, taking apart this strap every time I want to access the food inside my fridge, and then also having to strap it back up every time I drive, is a little bit annoying, which I already knew it was gonna be, but we might have to figure out a different way to secure this thing that's a little bit faster to kind of lock and unlock. Does slide out still just fine. Obviously takes up quite a bit of space because of how large it is. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all of our Gatorade bottles in there. I'm kind of hot in here right now, to be honest. So I'm gonna take this off. Thermostat is saying it's only 66, so it's not really that warm in here, but I've just been moving around a lot. I'm going to try to keep minimal lighting off due to the power/battery issue that I mentioned to you guys earlier. So hopefully just having this side lights on should be good enough. So let's go ahead and get baking. First things first, actually, I need to turn on my propane in order to bake. So all you got to do is pop this lid off here. Should be good to go. The recipe that I'm making, I've actually made it 2 times already, and I really liked it, my parents really liked it, and my aunt really liked it too. So I'm making the same recipe. I kind of pre-packaged most of my ingredients here. The only other things we needed, vanilla, eggs, which are in my fridge. I brought one of my mom's bread pans, or whatever you call that thing, and one of her mixing bowls. Stoneware, which is really nice. This is what I used to cook it in last time. So to start, we've got this little baggie here that's got, I believe, 1 1/3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I didn't really mix it together yet, so I'm just gonna dump it in our bowl here and just kind of whisk it together. Next thing that we're going to be doing here in the big bowl, sugar, which this is just half a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of regular sugar, white sugar. Fan is definitely at a little bit of an angle because the eggs are rolling. Here's our bananas. These were frozen before. I don't even want to say what that looks like. They are unfrozen now. Okay, so it's actually half a cup of butter, which I don't remember how many tablespoons that is. I believe it's 4. Okay, so apparently I don't have enough butter because 8 tablespoons equals half a cup. So this is 6. So I believe this is going to be about a quarter. I don't know. It's more than a quarter cup. It's a quarter and a half. It's a 3/8. This is 3/8 cups of butter. This will be good enough. I think it'll still turn out fine. And I don't feel like buying more butter. We're going to use our smallest pot here. They have these really nice detachable handles that just kind of clip on like that. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and... Okay, go ahead and set our pot down there and take the handle off, since we won't need it. And this stuff is melting super fast. It's been like 30 seconds, but I guess I did have it kind of high. I put it on low now because it was starting to boil the butter. Gotta put it exactly right, or else the thing will fall over. I know at home when I've done this, it took forever to melt the butter, and this stuff is... It might just be the pans because they're new and they're very nice, or also the fact that propane generally will burn hotter than like natural gas. I don't know what it's called. The stuff in your house. Now we're supposed to whisk this together until it's kind of like paste, which can take a little while. I'm going to go ahead and get this preheated. Okay, well there we go. 5th time's the charm. I actually have no idea how I'm supposed to know when it's done. Probably should have got like a temperature gauge to put in there, but another thing I need to buy. I've mostly gotten this to kind of a better consistency. Probably about as good as it's going to get without more wet ingredients. Now we just need our bananas. I'm using 3. I'm not sure I want all that juice in there, but at this point I have really nothing else to do with it, so it's just all going to go in there. It actually smells really good, but that looks disgusting. But I actually like they're all soggy like this because it'll make them a lot easier to break up and mix. Next up, we've got eggs. 2 of those. I need somewhere to put these shells. Unfortunately, my trash bag is outside of my curtains. I'm exposing myself to everybody in that hotel across the street. Really should have brought myself paper towels, too. And could really use a paper towel holder somewhere in here. But it's nice to have the sink right there, because after literally everything I touch, I gotta like wash my hands afterwards. I don't know who else does that or if that's just me, but we got our 2 eggs in here, so we're just gonna mix those in. We've also got a half cup of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. You can also substitute this with sour cream. I need a spoon. My utensil drawer is kind of packed right now. And I suppose I could be throwing my dishes in the sink at this point, but I guess I'm just not used to having a sink in my van yet. Last but not least, for our wet ingredients, we've got pure vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon of this stuff. That's going in the sink. Now that this is mostly mixed, we're just going to go ahead and throw in our dry ingredients. Kind of fold it in to thicken this up, and all we got to do is add our chocolate chips, and this will be good to go into the oven, which has now been preheating for about 15 minutes, I would say, so I think it should be done. This is supposed to go in the oven for an hour on 325, and I believe I say this in all my videos, but this is not my recipe. I'll leave a link to this recipe in the bio of this video if you would like to make this for yourself. But believe me when I say it is very good. So I just realized there's another thing I'm missing, and that is like baking spray. And I could also really use some paper towels and some soap. And I have a big thing of soap I left at home too, because I would like to wash my dishes. So since I'm at Walmart, I might as well. So since I'm out here, I might as well show you the view. So there's a Walmart way down there, and there's me. But now we also have a trucker friend in the parking lot too. And I'm gonna use this opportunity to throw away my trash. So we secured our groceries, and I also got some cooking oil too, because I realized I don't have any of that either. Yep. It is dark in here. I need to find better places to put my camera. The only thing really left to do is to add the chocolate chips, and of course you can add nuts to it too if you want. That also adds to the flavor. I think I did that once. But I do not have any nuts right now. All we have is chocolate chips. And I mean, this is to your liking obviously, but the recipe does call for 3/4 of a cup. I really like chocolate chips. And I'm also using dark chocolate because I like dark chocolate chips. We've got our baking spray here. And also, while I was walking and filming myself throwing away my trash, there was this girl sitting in her car. I don't know if she worked at Walmart or what, but I think I may have kind of freaked her out. So to whoever you are, I'm sorry. I meant you no harm. I was just throwing away my trash. But she was parked right by the trash can, okay? So what was I supposed to do? That should be good. And this batter also tastes very good on its own, by the way. And I'm trying so hard not to make a mess on my nice wooden counters. And honestly, because the van's tilted this way, the bread's probably going to come out that way too. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot, like hot mitts, but I can probably just use some t-shirts or something. That is hot, and it's also heating up this place, so it kind of doubles as a space heater too. Throw that guy in there and let him cook for about an hour. Ooh, and check out my lights. So, setting a timer for una hora. Una hora? I don't really know how to say that in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, clearly. Now I'm gonna eat. It is currently 8:15. So a little late for eating, but I also got up a little bit late too. Alright, so you guys probably can't see me very well, but that's because I am really trying to conserve energy here. I've only got the one strip light here on this countertop on. Actually, my fridge isn't even... Whoa! Why isn't my fridge on? Okay, my fridge wasn't on, apparently. Okay, well, glad I caught that. It's only at 43 degrees, and there's only some eggs in there. Lucky I caught that before I just lost all my eggs. Don't some people leave their eggs out of the fridge? I could have sworn some people do that. I'm so hungry. I'll give you guys a look at the progress, although you can barely see it there. It's cooking. Alright, well, our timer has gone off, and I really have been trying to conserve energy, as you can see. That's all I've been eating. But in order to show you guys anything, I have to have the lights on. But I do know that my battery is getting dangerously low to completely 0%. And if that happens, I'm going to have to get inside there and disconnect it, reconnect it, and then I'll be able to charge it again. Still don't know what's going on with it, but I'm very worried that it's dead. This should be done. And that would be my battery dying. So, the battery is completely dead. But on a good note, our bread is done, and that's a very long-winded way of figuring out that the van is not level for sure. Still soft on top, actually, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back in. Alright, so we waited another 15 minutes, and I think it's pretty much done now. I would like to get up early and just get a head start on getting my battery charged, because... Oops. I'm pretty sure that I will be able to charge it, at least somewhat, and be able to use it. I just need to be cautious of how much I'm using because of the condition that it's in right now. So I'm gonna try out this bread here now and let you guys know how it is. Well, I did it off camera, but it came out of the pan perfectly. Yeah, our bread's looking nice. It's just upside down. Wow, look at that, dude. I'm probably gonna get some of the shadow, but that thing is steaming. We're gonna let that cool down for a little bit and taste test it. I think our bread, which has a ton of chocolate chips in it, should be cool enough, so without further ado, you can't beat that. This stuff is the bomb. You guys gotta try this, seriously. I think I'm gonna be doing a lot more baking on this channel. I mean, I'm not gonna stop cooking too, but I might switch it up sometimes. I think I'm gonna play a little bit of piano, because if you guys didn't know, I bought myself a folding piano, and it has a battery, and I just charged it yesterday, so it doesn't need to be plugged in, basically. So here is my full-size piano, folded in half, that I got myself. I have been playing piano since I was about 5 years old, all the way till about 15 or 16 I took lessons, and then I probably stopped playing for about 10 years. And I've just recently gotten back into it, and I still want to do it while traveling, so this is going to come in really handy. Since it is a full size, it is big, and unfortunately it does not fit in between these two walls here on this countertop, so I either have to use it here, across this area, or in bed. And I'll kind of show you guys how it sets up. Hopefully you can still see me. It just unfolds and it'll lock in place. And then I've got our little sustain pedal here. Full-size piano pedal. And it's got a music stand too. I just use my iPad, which is somewhere around here. I'm gonna practice some piano, kind of relax myself, and then I'm gonna head to bed. Like I said, I just started practicing again, so I think that's enough for tonight. I'm in bed now, as you can see, and I've been changed into my sleeping clothes. But wow, today has been an eventful day. Not really in a good way, but I'm glad we're finding out sooner than later about any issues that we're having with the van. It's not supposed to be getting too cold. Tonight I believe it's only going to get down to 42, so should be perfectly fine without the heater. The one thing I'm really worried about is just that my fridge has no power now. It does have pretty good insulation, so hopefully it should be able to stay cool enough and my eggs don't go bad. Luckily I don't have a ton of food in there. It's just kind of been a long day and I need to get up early. So, see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, if you can see me. Maybe that will help. It's currently 42 degrees outside, so hopefully it's a little chilly in the van right now. It's probably not exactly 42, but hopefully that helped the fridge to get down to a lower temperature. I'm going to try turning on the solar panel here and seeing if that will give any charge to my battery. Okay, well it looks like we actually got lucky today because all I had to do was flip my main power switch there and turn on my solar panel here, and it looks like we're getting a charge into the battery. I'm very glad that I'm not going to have to crawl into my garage to disconnect the battery, but there's still most likely problems with the battery. I'm going to turn off these lights and start letting that battery charge. It looks like the fridge stayed at a fairly good temperature, so this one's 45, I think this one's 41, so that's not too bad. So I doubt this stuff got spoiled. Turn these guys off. They're in their colorful light mode, RGB or whatever. And I need to go to the bathroom. Alright, so I went into Walmart. I got some sponges, I used the bathroom. I also changed when I got back. I've got quite a few dishes built up in the sink because I couldn't use the faucet without the electricity for the pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these dishes cleaned up, and then we're gonna continue on our way to the clothes store to return my pants. Not exactly the most fun experience in the world, but then again, washing dishes never really is. Yeah, so we're pretty much ready to go now that the sun is a little bit higher up there, if you can see that at all and we're just blinded. We're getting a better charge on our battery, so hopefully should be able to get the battery charged to full today, but I'm still going to be cautious with it because I know it's not exactly working to its full capacity. So let's get back on the road. Wow, these fall colors are beautiful here. Apparently, here in Minneapolis, fall is not over. I think I'm near a university right now, and the store is supposed to be right over to my left. I think I see the building. Okay, the parking was right there. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to turn around. Those are definitely dorms I'm looking at right now. But Patagonia and some of the other shops there had a parking lot, and I just missed it. So I'm gonna see if I can park in there. Well, we made it into our parking spot after like a 50-point turn. The Patagonia store is right over there, and I've got my pants, which hopefully they will let me return.
Back on the card that was used?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep,
yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
This card,
That would be a pretty sick rug. I don't think they sell that to the public, at least. But we got a return, so should be good to go and get out of here. All right, well, we got about 65 bucks back on our credit card. Patagonia is always good about returns. So as you can see, obviously our electricity is working now, and our battery is, well, it says it's full. I know that's not actually true. You can see here it says 100% and 13.5 volts. But I was reading up on it yesterday, and I believe a lithium phosphate or LiFePO4 battery should be at about 14.3 to 14.6 is what I got conflicting information on the internet, of course. So I think we're dealing with about 50% or less at what it says is a full charge. So I think we're okay, and let's go ahead and test our inverter. So yeah, our inverter works fine. And I've got my phone charger plugged in there to the outlet. Now it's charging. Yeah, so our inverter does work. It's just that the battery voltage was just so low that it wouldn't allow it to because it was below 12 volts. We are going to be doing our best to conserve energy on this trip. So probably should use the inverter as little as possible, basically. Been charging my laptop up there on the drive over here, and that's been working fine. Now I gotta charge my phone, but I think we've completed our goal for this video, which was pretty much just to make it here and return our pants. Kind of a bit more eventful of a video than I expected it to be. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the baking in this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.